Happy Halloween, everyone. This is James of Mega Life 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet. I am here at the newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey. And I am here with my longtime partner, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, and off in the distance, which I forgot to say hi to in the first video, is the personal assistant to the Wizard Azibuko, Esmeralda. How is everyone doing?
Fine.
All right.
She's picking out her costume.
Where's my candy?
What's the candy?
I think she's going to be the. I think the. Oh yeah, come and sit on Santa's lap. He has a nice candy cane waiting for you. No, she's going to be a nurse, I believe, the sexy nurse.
Well, she was a rabbit.
Now that's only her daytime thing.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, what we were discussing in the first video was right-wing fundamentalist conservatives that are poor or lower middle class that continue to vote against their best interests, which means they vote Republican. They're not in a high tax bracket. They obviously don't have a high income because they're poor or lower middle class. So therefore, high taxes on big business or high taxes on the rich is not their problem. It'll never be their problem. But these people who tend to be in the red Bible Belt states, and there are some here in the Garden State of New Jersey, here and there, they vote against their best interests and they vote Republican, I think, because they vote based on the ideology of a deluded version of Christianity, counterfeit Christianity, which means that they don't vote for their best interest, their survival, a booming job market and a booming economy in the United States, with the tax burden put where it belongs, on the elitists and the rich and not on the middle class and the poor. Okay, no, they vote with the Republicans. Consumption taxes. And here in the Garden State of New Jersey, we have a gubernatorial race. John Corzine is running for re-election. He's a liberal. No, forget about liberal.
It's just a Democrat.
He's a Democrat. He's a billionaire, but he came into office as a billionaire. He's a businessman.
Remember one thing about
Christie. What's his name? What's his first name?
Chris Christie.
Chris Christie,
Attorney General.
Republican, typical conservative, and the independent Daggett. What's his first name?
Mr. Daggett.
Well, Daggett. Let me tell you something about Daggett. The New Jersey Democrats.
Doggone it.
Doggone Daggett. Let me tell you about the Democrats up here. They never mention what they really should talk about, which is bringing back the social programs that the poor really need and putting the tax burden on the rich where it belongs. No, they talk about a consumption tax. The right wing and the phony liberals that are not liberal and the phony Democrats that are not liberal, they talk about raising taxes that little people usually pay. Right, which is what? Sales taxes,
soda, beer,
the sin taxes, what is it? Tobacco, liquor,
tolls
on
toll roads,
yeah, and bridges, all the little, if you want to call them
nickel and dime
them to death taxes. So they're always talking about raising these consumption taxes, when in reality. And Judge Judy said it best. She says, I don't mind paying more in taxes if I know it's going to help the poor and going to help the U.S. economy. I don't mind paying more in taxes, which is a reality. She admitted she was a very well-off, very high-income person. If the rich pay more in taxes, guess what? They're still filthy rich. If the poor,
the economy booms.
And the economy booms. And
that's historical record.
And you put money back in the pocket of the true American consumer, which is the middle class and the poor. They are the ones that go out there and spend, and that's what the stimulus package pretty much represents, people putting the money back into the economy because
but it went to the wrong people.
The stimulus?
Yeah, it went to the banks, the people who caused the problem.
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
So how does that help the poor and the middle class buy if all that money was shoveled over there?
So we have more welfare, more corporate bailouts, again and again and again. I mean, if corporate America is greedy and they can't put out a good product and compete with Japan and South Korea and the rest of the world and Europe, it's their own fault. Why should they continue to get bailed out? Why? Because they're corporations?
Too big to fail. Dinosaurs.
But allowing them to fail due to their own actions
would allow someone else to be able to build a business from the ground up.
Well, they're not.
We want to keep shoveling. Imagine for a moment if you were a zookeeper, and you had this gigantic dinosaur animal,
Brontosaurus,
which just ate everything and everybody else's food, and you kept shoveling this stuff to him. That's what we have.
Yeah. Well, a corporate American companies failing because they did it themselves is not such a terrible thing, because the jobs being lost are probably outsourced. They're going to be in India and China anyway, so because they're all outsourcing, so it's not going to make the job market that much worse.
Problems in the economy,
and they don't pay their taxes, corporate America. So
the
double reason.
Problems were caused by the financial interests, not by manufacturing. GM and Ford and Chrysler did not cause these problems.
Right.
Albeit, yes, they've had bad, running their companies. They weren't running them right. But the financial problems were caused by the financial industry, who, over the last 29 years, have gotten all these regulations taken off the books so that they can do anything they wanted with their money, take any risk they wanted with your money and my money, and etc. And who cares, because if something happens, the taxpayer will bail us out. And that's exactly what happened. And guess what?
Right.
You see any regulations going back into effect to prevent this from happening again?
No.
No. So there you go. We keep shoveling all the food to this dinosaur. And there's nothing left for the other animals in the zoo. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Well, it's so obvious, with that's why I'm against the two-party system. I believe in the independent. If the independent is is good.
In the independent or party, they can't do anything. They can't do anything for the people because they're bought and sold by the corporations.
So
the government is broken. It is totally corrupt. There's nothing we can do politically like that.
So an independent, let's say an independent comes around.
What's he going to do? You got Kucinich in the Senate right now, or
what is he going to do?
He can't do anything. All he can do is go up there and scream and yell.
He can go like this to the lobbyists and to corporate America.
Well, that's only one
Wait
person.
a minute, man. Let me finish. I got a terrible itch on my forehead. Lobbyists, corporate America, excuse me. Let me scratch my itch.
But that's
he
only
can do that.
One politician.
And do the right thing for the people.
It's only one politician.
Okay.
You need numbers to get laws passed and to get to help people.
Well, let's say
not just one person.
Well, let's say
Ralph Nader has a new book out.
Yeah.
And it says his thesis is that we can only be saved right now.
Yeah.
If the super rich save our asses.
Fuck them. They're not going to save our asses.
Well, then we aren't good savable.
Well, what about a Kucinich or a Nader type running for state senate, and he's able to, and the people are able to see through him that he's aware of what's going on. Let's say he's another Michael Moore. Let's say he's a Kucinich, Ralph Nader, Michael Moore combination, and the people love him. But he has a low budget.
He's in a Senate with 50 other senators. How did the other 49? How's he going to get anything passed with 49 people against him?
But maybe it'll be a snowball effect, and other independents will get elected.
Dreaming.
Well, don't fall to the enemy, Reverend Bill. Don't suck me.
You're dreaming.
Don't fall into the enemy. Satan has got you.
Because this is Satan's world.
You're giving up too easily.
You're trying to decorate Satan's world.
Cut.